Hello students, good morning to all and welcome to the class. Today we are starting chapter 1st of Honeydew, the best Christmas present in the world. It was written by Michael Morpurgo. Before starting any chapter, we must know about the author of the lesson. Here in this chapter, the author is Michael Morpurgo. His full name is Sir Michael Andrew Bridge Morpurgo. He was born on 5th October 1943 in St. Albans, United Kingdom. He is an English book author, poet, playwright, and librettist who is known best for children's novels such as War Horse, which was published in 1982. Now, the introduction of the chapter. This chapter is based on date, and there are some dates or periods of time in the history of the world that are so significant that everyone knows and remembers them. The story you will read mentions one such date and event, a war between the British and the Germans in 1914. So, do you know which events the date below refer to, like 4th July 1776, 17th December 1903, 6th August 1945, 30 January 1948, 12th April 1961, and 20 July 1969? Do you know what happened on these dates? Now I will tell you. 4th July 1776, the American Declaration of Independence is held. On 17th December 1903, Wilbur and Orville Wright took turns piloting and monitoring their flying machine in Kill Devil Hills, North Carolina. That morning, the brothers became the first people to demonstrate sustained flight of heavier than air machine under the complete control of pilot. 6th August 1945, the American bomber Enola Gay dropped a 5-ton bomb over the Japanese city of Hiroshima. On 30 January 1948, Mahatma Gandhi was assassinated in the compound of Birla House, a large mansion in New Delhi. 12th April 1961, Yuri Gagarin was the first person to fly in space. His flight lasted 108 minutes as he circled the Earth for a little more than one orbit in the Soviet Union's Vostok spacecraft. And on 20th July 1969, Neil Armstrong becomes the first human to foot on the moon. This is the very short summary of the chapter. The best Christmas present in the world. It is a touching story by Michael Morpurgo. The narrator buys an old desk and finds in it a letter written by an English soldier, Jim McPherson, to his wife Connie, whom the narrator goes to meet and hand over the letter. We will see that what will happen to the letter and what will happen in the end. So before starting any chapter, we must know about the characters of the story, and here in this story there are three main characters. First is Jim McPherson, second is Connie McPherson, and third one is Hans Wolf. In detail, Jim McPherson, he was the leader of his English troop. Before getting into war, he was a school teacher in Dorset, present in the west part of England. Connie McPherson, she is the wife of Jim McPherson. After her husband went to the war, she spent her whole life in a belief that she will see him again. A fire broken in her house burned her partially. Her personality, we found him a woman with extreme love for her husband. Hans Wolf, he was the captain of German troop. He worked in an orchestra in Dusseldorf before the war. About his personality, he was friendly as he first insisted make friendship with English. He also had love for football and adventurous mind. Now about the narrator. The narrator of this chapter is a curious and sensitive human being. The letter addressed to Connie, she is the wife of Jim McPherson, that he finds in the roll-top desk arouses his curiosity. After reading the letter, he feels obligated to find the lady to whom the letter is addressed. He makes a special effort to locate her and visits her in an old age home. When Connie mistakes him for her dead husband, he does not shatter her illusion. Here, shatter means to break or destroy something. Rather, he lets her believe he is Jim so as to give some comfort and pleasure to her. Now, the detailed explanation of the chapter. This chapter is distributed in three phases. I have taken first phase of the chapter. Firstly, I read out. I spotted it in a junk shop in Bridport, a roll-top desk. The man said it was early 19th century and oak. I had wanted one, but they were far too expensive. This one was in a bad condition, the roll top in several pieces, one leg clumsily mended, scorch marks all down one side. It was going for very little money. I thought I could restore it. It would be a risk, a challenge, but I had to have it. I paid the man and brought it back to my workroom at the back of the garage. I began work on it on Christmas Eve. I removed the roll top completely and pulled out the drawers. It means the narrator went to a junk shop for a roll top desk. Here, roll top desk means a writing desk with flexible cover sliding in curved grooves. So, the junk seller informed him that the desk he picked up was made up of oak. It is a type of wood. The narrator found it cheaper than the others he had seen. The veneer had lifted almost everywhere. It looked like water damage to me. Both fire and water had clearly taken their toll on this desk. The last drawer was stuck fast. I tried all I could to ease it out gently. In the end, I used brute force. I struck it sharply with the side of my fist, and the drawer flew open to reveal a shallow space underneath a secret drawer. There was something in there. I reached in and took out a small black tin box. Cello taped to the top of it was a piece of lined notepaper and written on it in shaky handwriting, Jim's last letter, received January 25, 1915, to be buried with me when the times come. It means although the desk was not in proper shape, yet he bought it and started working on it. He took out the damaged cover, he opened the drawers easily, but for the last one he had to apply force. And there he found the letter which was written by Jim. I knew as I did it that it was wrong of me to open the box, but curiosity got the better of my scruples. It usually does. Inside the box there was an envelope. The address read Mrs. Jim McPherson, 12 Copper Beaches, Bridport, Dorset. I took out the letter and unfolded it. It was written in pencil and dated at the top December 26, 1914. It means in drawer when he found a letter uh, that mentioned the address of Lady McPherson. It was written in pencil. He read the letter and the date on the letter was December 26, 1914. So, this is the phase first of this chapter. You have to read again this phase, and I will come with the next two phases of this chapter in next video very soon. Now here are some word meanings for your practice. You can refer the textbook for all the word meanings of the chapter. I have given you these 8 words. First one is spotted it. It means saw it, found it. Scorch marks. It means burn marks. Restore. Here restore means to repair. Veneer. A thin layer of plastic or decorative wood on furniture of cheap wood. Fifth one is stuck fast. It means to shut tight. Scruples. It means feelings that make you hesitate to do something wrong. Bonhomie. It means cheerful friendliness. And await it. It means wait for any event. In this paragraph, you have to fill correct forms of verbs as you all have studied earlier about the tense. So this one is for your revision and practice. Try to do it on your own and let me know if you have any query. This is your home assignment which is prepared from the phase first. So you have to complete this home assignment. It's very easy, but if you have any query then let me know for it. Come back soon with the next class. Thank you.